Hi guys, so I've come across something called Google IDX. That is basically a project where they have a Visual Studio Code instance running online, and it seems it's all free of cost. So you can actually search for or visit idx.dev, and as it says over here, what is your dev experience? It was boosted with AI. It is entirely in the cloud, and it seems it's free of cost. So I tried to search for the pricing for IDX, and you get a thread over here where it says that the goal is to have the core IDS experience be available at no cost, and in the future if you want extra capabilities like more powerful VMs or some extra special capability, those may be available for a charge. So I'm exploring IDX for learning Flutter, and if you're interested you can actually subscribe to my channel and join along. So let's click get started and try to make our first Flutter app. So this will be an unscripted walkthrough, and I'm going to basically accept these points over here, and let's click on continue. All right, code faster with Gemini, work quickly and efficiently with AI assistance from Google built in, and it says complete code as you type, and I would definitely want that. Generate code in most programming languages, transform code directly in line, explain code and get help making tech decisions. So let's enable the AI features over here. I'm going to click continue over here, so don't include any sensitive or confidential information. And let's try to start with the Flutter app first. All right, and I'm going to use whatever is the default template over here. It's asking me to create a new workspace, so let me call it as Flutter Workspace 1, and let me create this. So this way I can remember what workspace I had created. Okay, so now it seems there are these 4 steps: setting up the workspace, then it will initialize the environment, it will build the environment, and then it will finalize. So we'll have to wait for this to happen. Alright, so once it's done building the environment and finalizing everything, you actually get a Visual Studio Code setup right in your browser, and you have simulators over here for Android and web. And I have a template app over here. Maybe it's the counter app that we generally have for Flutter. Yeah, it is the counter app over here, and let me just close this for now. And I have a simulator, and it's already running the counter app for me. So this is very useful actually, because the setup has been reduced down to 0 steps. I just need to sign in to IDX, and I have a web simulator. Let's test out the Android simulator over here. Is it available directly out of the box? And it seems that it's trying to start up the Android simulator right now. Okay, and I'll just wait for this. Yep, so this is also actually working pretty well. I have an Android simulator over here, and I can actually run the Flutter app and increment the counter. There is a slight lag on like clicking and seeing the response over here. I do have the web simulator over here as well, and let me see if there's a way to actually start the iOS simulator. Okay, so let's try to run Flutter devices. Okay, so and it shows that there are 2 Android devices over here and 1 Linux device. So let me quickly search if we can start an iOS simulator on IDX. Okay, so it seems there is iOS simulator on IDX, and let's just see how do we start that. All right, so there is, I guess, some kind of a pause on the iOS simulator as of November 17th. So I'll let it be for now, and we'll move ahead to check out all the features over here. So just generally, we have the web simulator over here, the Android simulator over here, we have the terminal. So this is the entire VS Code application over here. We can actually run the app. It's available by default, and it seems to be a full development environment running on the web. Now let's try to actually use the AI features. Okay, to get code suggestions from Gemini and IDX, complete blocks of possible code inline. To use Gemini inline code assistant, open your IDX workspace, go to the file or line of code you want help with, and press Command plus I on Mac OS, or Control plus I on Windows, Chrome, and Linux. Enter a description of what you want, and to keep the generated code, click accept. To paste a suggestion somewhere else or move it to a new file, select the corresponding option on drop down menu on the discard button. Okay, got it. So let's try this out. Let's go over here and let's try to change the increment counter to increment by 2, and of course we can do that by hand, but let's just test out the code completion over here. Okay, update the function to increment by 2. Okay, and this is actually very difficult to understand over here what the change is. So yeah, and I see that the counter is now plus equal to 2. So let me accept this now, and let's just actually try to minimize this a bit. Okay, so this actually does not work very well because this line is added over here. I'd rather select this, press Command I, and then write update to increment by 2, and then let's just accept this and see how this goes. Yeah, so I think this does not work that well, or maybe I'm using it wrong because I'm not used to this. So let's keep this as it is for now, and understand that there is this option of Gemini code completions, and it is yet to be seen how to use this properly over here. But this seems to be a full development environment for Flutter and for other platforms and languages, as we saw earlier. And I guess it's one of the best tools since it's available with a Gmail account. It's the best tool to start learning Flutter. So I'm going to start learning Flutter using this IDX IDE and record my experiences as I go through. If you would want to learn Flutter like this with IDX, please do subscribe to the AI language channel, and I'll see you in the next video.